I didn't like the Punisher show.
What?
Oh shit, let's start again.
It- Wait, like, caught me off guard as well. What do you mean you didn't like it?
Hi, I'm Kibz.
And I'm G-Man.
I'm all about art, comics, and movies.
I'm passionate about martial arts, comics, and movies.
And we're the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Join us every fortnight while we dive into the world of pop culture, from movies, gaming, TV shows, and comics.
Real world issues, mental health, and everything geeky in between.
So if you're ready to geek out with us,
Hit play to join the conversation.
this is the Brothers Geek Out podcast.
Start- what the fuck?
We can't even start that again. Listen, it was really good, and I'm just gonna say it from. It was good, but I didn't like it.
But I'm like, yeah, because you didn't even comment about it. When me and Ash were talking about it, boosting up, I watched it twice already. I freaking love it. And you didn't even comment about it. Like, what do you mean you didn't love it? What was wrong with it? What do you mean? What was your thoughts? What's the problemo, man? What is
We
your
jump into
problem?
it.
What
Do we
is your
jump into
bother?
it? Yeah.
What is
What's
your
my
bother?
buggle? What's my
Yeah,
buggle?
with the Punisher show, which I've been hyping up so much because it's freaking amazing, bro.
Oh, where do I start? Where do I start, man? Go on, man. Give the people an intro, and then we'll continue, bro.
All right, we'll get all right, we'll get into the Punisher review because this has caught me off guard and I want to talk about what the hell's going on. All right, guys, welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. The Brothers are back. More reviews, as you just heard, the Punisher. We're gonna get into that. Movie news and just stuff that we've been getting up to the last couple of weeks. Shout outs to our sponsorship, Cherish Click, See the Magic, Be the Magic. Check the description for more. If you've got any events coming up and you want a magical photo experience, check out Cherish Clicks. They can provide that for you. But yeah, today we're going to quickly be giving quickly talking about some of the stuff that we've been up to and watching and movies and stuff what we've seen. Kibz met James Pax, the original Lightning from
Big Trouble in Little
Big
China,
Trouble in
one of
Little
the
China. So
storms. Yeah.
yeah, I want to hear all about that. I got invited to the Mandalorian and Grogu premiere in Dubai, so I'll give you a little quick description on thoughts on the movie and that whole event. We are going to talk about the Punisher One Last Kill, give it a review, and I want to hear what the hell Kibler's problem was it, or am I just so biased that I just love anything Punisher? And then we'll finish off with some quick movie news, man. So let's get into meeting James Pax, man, because this is sentimental, man. That it's not just meeting someone who we're familiar with. We saw him in a classic movie that we love, Big Trouble in Little China. We've seen it 1,000 times. He was the original Raiden. He was so freaking cool. This was a movie where you saw the villains and you're like, oh my god, he's so cool. Like you wanted to be one of the villains more than the actual main character who was played by Kurt Russell, who was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but he was a bit of this American goofy dude. Right? He wasn't. He was a like the main dude. He wasn't. He was a bit goofy. But the villains and Lightning was one of the best. And obviously, it reminds me always of our friend Nabil, may he rest in peace, because we used to watch that movie together. We always talked to each other about that movie, and every time we saw each other, it was that every time without fail. So always reminds me of Nabil. How was that experience meeting him, and how was that conversation with him? When are we expecting to see this interview coming out?
Man, listen. Shout outs to James Pax, man. We still talking to this day, bro.
Ah,
He
sick.
he messages me on Insta like crazy. Like he was super excited, man. He loved the enthusiasm that we had. Uh and it was really difficult. Like I'm not gonna lie, the Comic Con wasn't like it's a tough one. Comic Cons are very tough, man. They're not easy at all. But the guy's a gentleman. He was very kind, took his time with fans. But boy, bro, was I excited and emotional at the same time. Like it's fucking shooting everywhere and like I was excited, bro. Like really excited, bro. I was
I, my guy, when he did die though, when he did die in the movie, that was such a pointless ha. He didn't even do shit. He didn't even aim properly or whatnot, and then he got stone thrown on him. But no, shout outs to the original Raiden, man. Just poor aim.
yeah, exactly. Lightning never strikes in the right place, right? Remember my theory. My theory was that it lightning doesn't know where it's gonna strike, right? I've always said that. Uh,
Well, the quote is what lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place
Yeah,
twice,
that's
right?
right. Yeah, exactly. Listen, what an absolute honor and privilege to just chill with the dude, talk to him. Like, we really bounced off each other. Told him my stories about us playing as kids, and we played the Free Storms, me, Nabil, and Ozan. Ozan was like, "Man, what do I have to play the fat guy for, man?" Uh, like,
Oh my God.
but yeah, really cool, bro. Really, really cool. Like, he gave me his time, man. Like, time is always something, right? Even for me, like, it was a long drive to this Comic Con as well. Uh, it was near Dover. It was just over 2 hours. And then, see, bro, you know what? Let me start from the beginning, because my guy, as I was walking through the car park to find out where the community center was, where they were doing it, my guy came out. When he came out the car, he was like, "Hey, Kibz!" And he came out and gave me a cuddle, and I was like, bro, like, I was like, hey, did the lightning just hug me? Like, what's going on? Like, he was really, look, man, this guy, for me personally, as a child watching these movies, growing up, and being able to be a part of it somehow, bro, is like, I don't think to this day still it kind of recollects that we've got to do some seriously cool shit. And I know, like, I didn't know it was gonna, like, for me it did get emotional, because when I did speak about Nabil to him, and how we, this was a movie that we absolutely adored, and like, he said it, like, most iconic villain from the 90s, from the 80s, sorry, and still, John Carpenter's movies still, like, they still are good and rewatchable. Like, I could sit down and enjoy the silliness and all the madness that comes with it. But he brought martial arts to the American cinema scene again, and kung fu. You know what I mean? Uh, James himself, man, got a massive catalog of movies. He's done loads of stuff. I mean, at the moment now, he's writing. He wants to direct, but he wants to do more cons. He wants to meet people. So he loved my enthusiasm so much. He was like, "Man, I want you part of the team."
Oh my God,
So he
that's
wants to do a
amazing.
UK screening where we get to host him.
For real. Like, wait. Screening of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, retrospect
And
of Big Trouble in Little China, and there was a movie he did with Michelle Yeoh called, oh, it's gone right out of my head, embarrassing, but yeah, to
wait,
host
what do you
that,
mean host?
that
For real,
host,
yeah?
yeah,
And would there be like a question panel thing that you'll be asking him and
yeah,
stuff?
like Q&A and stuff. So we'll see the movie Q&A, like we'll do
Oh
intros, like.
my,
So we
bro,
just need
that's
to find like a
huge.
local cinema. He said he'll like cover everything, and but he was like, man, I love your energy. Like, I'd love to have you there, like, hosting it and geeking out and the rest of it. And like, it was, bro, it was a really surreal moment. Like, made me think of Nabil a lot. He would have been like so excited. Uh, Pax has got amazing energy, like good energy with his fans as well, and like the way he connected with people. Mashallah, man. Like, listen, bro, I'm still sitting there thinking, I've, I'm messaging Lightning, bro. He's the original godfather to Raiden, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's still kind of like a pinch me moment, because it's like, you could go to cons, you can meet people with time. You don't get time, time and money. I know that plays a big part of all of this stuff, but he gave me his time. I think that's an honorable thing to do. He gave us time for the interview. He gave me time to just chill, bro. You know how it is. They got to make money as well, right? At the end of the day, he's still a working actor, working writer, working director. He still needs to pay his bills. So, all of the signatures, all of that stuff, like, you know, we're having a talk about like stuff like that, because he gave me gifts, bro.
Oh wow.
The guy gave me gifts. I felt basic, but he was like, the gift you gave me was your stories, and even the interview. You're gonna be putting it out there. That's a gift to me. I was like, oh man, how you giving me all these gifts, man? He even took a photo with me. Bless that dude, bro. Sorry, like,
Man, that sounds
bless that dude.
amazing.
You know when
Because
they say
like,
sometimes don't meet your heroes, even though he wasn't a hero. Don't meet your villains. Don't meet your villains, bro. Oh my god, like, I'm still, like, I know, like, wife has been like, man, you still like kind of aesthetic and electric from it, and I have. It gave me a good kind of energy, because don't get me wrong, I've been feeling like shit a lot recently, just with life situations and everything else that's going on. Uh, but it kind of gave me a bounce back into my step because it was like maybe a kick up the arse as well. Because like something that James said in a message yesterday, he was like, "Don't spread yourself too thin because you know you're gonna wear yourself out like that." And as your journey at the moment now is kind of like up and down, just focus on the things that you love the most and focus on important things in what you do as well. So sometimes you just, I don't know, as much as you know what you have to do, sometimes a total stranger, even though to me he's not a stranger because I always know him as Lightning, just takes a moment to say that. And yeah, man, it was a
Sounds like an
good.
amazing guy, man. The fact that he gave you his time. I mean, time is so valuable, as you mentioned, and he's just giving it to you like that. I mean,
Yeah,
not obviously without any purpose or whatnot, but that means a lot, man. And again, it goes to a testament to the what our journey through all of this, man. Our passionate journey through all of this. It's not fandom, it's not influencers, it's not hype. We're going back. You know what I mean? This is passion, man. This is passion. This is memories. This is sentimental memories and stuff like that. It goes back, and that's why I feel like this. We get these opportunities, and we're grateful for them and stuff. And I'll talk about this when I talk about Mandalorian Grogu premiere later
mm.
on. But again, I really love the fact that we just stay true to ourselves in regards to what we love and what we enjoy,
And I
and when we
think,
do.
yeah. Sorry.
Now, I was gonna say, when we do experience things, we come on here and we talk about how much we enjoyed it, and the movies that we watch and the experiences that we get, we don't just watch it, TikTok it. Oh, it was great. Like we break it down. We really get emotional about it. We like, you know what I mean? Every movie that we review, I don't know if you noticed, but it always comes from an emotional perspective as well. It's like
Yeah, it
we
will
try
be.
to think about all the creative perspective, but it's always like, how did this movie make me feel?
Phil.
And
Yeah.
I think there's so much to it, man. There's so much in depth to it rather than just, being there and whatnot. But we'll talk about it anyway. I don't want to go off topic. But yeah, James sounds amazing, man.
No, listen. Shout out to
So
James.
when's the interview coming out?
All right, yeah. So interview. Look, me and James have been talking. He wants to. What's the word he said? He said, you know, when you brew a cup of tea, you just let it brew, let it brew. He goes, you don't need
Okay.
to rush. Take your time. Let it brew, and then release it when you're ready. So I'm gonna take my time with it because, I mean, listen, bro. I'm collaborating both of our pages with the James Pax, the Lightning. Like, you know, he keeps saying, "I'll collaborate on the post," and you know, we've been messaging each other for over before it was like over email and then a couple of messages on Facebook. Sorry, on Instagram, and it's like this. It's weird. Like I've made a new friend suddenly, and like we're talking ideas. But he's like old enough to be dad. You know what I mean? Calling me brother and stuff, and I'm like unks, man. I'm gonna call you unks. I'm gonna call you lightning unks. And you know, like respects. All I can say is respects because the industry as a creative and the artistry is hard enough as it is, and you know, I know what struggles. I think that's why we kind of connected when it comes to the creativity part and the struggles of being a creative and finding your path and kind of like sticking to it. You know, you could be the jack of all trades but a master of none, and you know, realization of that recently kind of made me feel like I need to narrow down on things right now and with things. And it was just having like people have told me that before was just having that conversation with James. You have to hear it from somebody else's perspective sometimes to kind of say, "Hey, she, I need to slow my ass down. No wonder I've got anxiety and trust issues and stuff like that because I'm spreading myself way too thin across all platforms, all of this, all of that, and yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, anyway." Respect to James Pax, man. Lightning.
Respect to
Oh,
James
man.
Pax.
Fucking dying
Hell
your
yeah.
butt. Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
It was good, man. Respect. It was good. It was good.
That is amazing, man. That is
Mm.
amazing. All right, cool. All right, I got up to something fun yesterday. Not as fun as
Yeah.
meeting Lightning, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
I was invited to the premiere of Mandalorian and Grogu yesterday, the
Yes.
Dubai premiere, which was awesome. So shout out to Middle East Mina for inviting me. Shout out to Roxy Cinema for hosting it and everything. So super like cool event. I mean, look, the events I know, of course, they're not no massive events like they do in London with premieres and movie stars and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
But you get a couple of radio hosts and whatnot who might be kind of popular in the Dubai sort of scene. kind of hip hop presenting it. Listen, man, these events are always I've always appreciate going to them. I always would love to be a part of them and get an opportunity to watch some of the movies ahead of time before anyone else has the privilege, you know, especially the movies I enjoy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
whacked up Mabs. You know, great screen and everything, massive screen, and one of the biggest screens in the region and everything. The event was cool. They have cosplayers and all that sort of stuff, loads of figures and toys and posters and stuff around, which is really cool. The movie, I listen, it was brilliant. I'm not gonna spoil it, no spoiler. When you watch it, we'll do a full on review. John Favreau, whatever, is a genius.
Favreau,
He just
Favreau.
knows. Yeah, he just knows. He just knows. And when I say he just knows, he like they did not deviate away from what made the Mandalorian a
Mm.
great popular show. Like he took the show and just expanded it on the big screen. And of course their relationship, this Grogu and Mandalorian, this whole what's it I was trying to think of Lone Wolf and Little Cub. That whole
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
relationship is always going to be key center,
Yeah.
and you just took what you gave us from the show and you just expanded it. And it wasn't this complex. I loved it, man, because it wasn't this complicated story. It didn't get too much into this and that because it's a movie world. It's like, no, like this is an extension of the show and another mission that they're on. Brilliant. Absolutely so good. I felt like I was watching the show, gave me that same energy. You know, you created a whole hype around this character. You created a soundtrack that's epic to Star Wars. You know Star Wars, you got the soundtrack, you got a new epic Star Wars soundtrack that I've got a relationship with Idris with. Idris calls me
Mm.
Mandalorian Sasa to this day. Grogu's just this beautiful father-son relationship where they both look after each other. There was just beautiful scene that I just loved in them because the movie's full of action and non-stop. There
Mm.
was just one beautiful scene that I loved where Grogu had to look after Mando. It was such a beautiful scene because you got this innocent little, almost like a child, but he's obviously Yoda's that breed of whatever the hell species they are,
Yeah,
so they're
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
more evolved and whatnot. And he was able to just kind of like look after Batman. I love that. I love that little back and forth between them. Really great. Really great movie. I loved it. If you loved the show, you are not going to be disappointed with this at all. And they gave us a hut that was really lovable and likable. The huts are known to be gangsters and shit, the
Yeah,
payable
yeah.
butters things. We got a hut that was lovable, man. That was really likable, and you want to see more. So good. Like I want to see more. I'm not done. Like, and I'm glad. Like, and again, I'm not spoiling it or anything like that. But it doesn't because of the way these movies and the shows are set. I know
Mm.
there's a long story form or whatnot, but it doesn't feel like an ending. It just they're on a mission. I'm a bounty hunter. This is my life. I'm on mission to mission, and it just feels like they can go on mission to mission forever, which I love. It's like, and at what point maybe you have to stop doing the show, but I love the way it is because it just feels like you could just join them on another mission anytime and nothing changes. It's like Mando and Grogu on another adventure. And I love the animatronics on
Yeah,
Grogu and
yeah.
some of the like yes, big huts and things you could see is CGI, but Grogu himself and some of the other things you could see the animatronics is just like puppets and whatnot. You could tell that's not CGI. It looks brilliant. It's the best because somehow he makes it work. Like because he moves awkwardly. You can tell he moves a bit like awkwardly, like a puppet, but it works so perfectly. I freaking really enjoyed it, man. Loved it, man. So yeah, man. Like great experience yesterday. Great to be there. I mentioned it
Awesome.
earlier. And we mentioned this before. I can't be around influencers and stuff like that. It's so hard for me. Like I find it difficult. Listen, it's me. It's not you. If that makes sense. It's not. I'm an awkward dude. I'm an introverted guy. Anything I could do at home, I would do. I'd rather not go out. But like, you could tell there's fans out there, and I'm not gonna say to you, "Oh, I'm the best fan in the world." And I'm not saying that to you, but you could tell who people who are genuinely fans of cinema, movies, the history of certain movies, and have an attachment to certain things. You could tell like some cosplayers they really put an effort in and whatnot, and so could be fans. But then you could just tell a lot of people are just there because they got a bunch of numbers and they just want to take a picture, tag something, act like they're famous, act like they mean something. Maybe they do to some people, and then it's just awkward to be around them, man. One lady yesterday freaking annoyed the shit out of me. Literally put a camera like so. Yesterday they normally lock up your phones, but yesterday for some reason they didn't. So during the beginning of the movie, she had her phone and took a picture or whatever video the light was on. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, right? And then the light was coming in, so I was more annoyed with that, right? The piracy shit. I'm like, hopefully she gets it. Security did come and took her out. I was like, please kick her out, but he just made her delete the footage. But I'm like, and then the same girl clearly just going up and down, toilet back and forth, left the movie early. You always got people that leave the movie early. I'm like, man, like you really should keep this to fan. I'm not saying you need to have a test to see who's a fan, but you should really identify like who is a fan and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
who's someone that's just gonna like put, and you're trying to get it both like because you're trying to promote the movie, but something like this doesn't need to be promoted like
Promoted,
that.
no.
Like, yeah, like something as big as this, you don't need influencers to promote it. Like you could just get the fans. Maybe if it's a movie that doesn't have much, clout or whatnot, then cool, get influencers to put it out there. But something like this has already got the popularity, and I'm just like, man, like again, why do you bring these people here? People brought children, and I don't mean to be bad. It's kind of like a kid-friendly movie. There's a lot of violence in it and whatnot. But those kids were on their own phones. Their mum will give them their phone and dad with their own shows. You can hear the sound in the background. I'm like, why are you ruining this experience? It's so bad out here, honestly. I hate it so much. That's why I don't like going cinema here
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
I don't blame
Man,
you.
you could tell who the fans are and who's just an influencer. And listen, I hate it. I don't like, I'm not an influencer. I'll never be a part of that shit.
You know
I'm
what,
sorry,
bro?
man.
No, no, it's cool. It's cool. Like I'm the same. I've been feeling it a lot more now. And the time of letting it go, like suddenly was like crazy. And like some of the people, bro, it's so fake. Like I can't take the fakeness no more. Uh, and at first, yes, it's clout, and yes, it's privilege, and yes, it's an honor, and I'm a fan. I'll always love this stuff. I'll always make the time. You know what I mean? But then, like this year proved to me, like I mean, you've seen it. It's hard. People don't even get back to us no more. That's where, or they lie. You know what I mean? That's how tough it's got now.
Mm, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
cool. That's fine. Like, be straight up with me, man. It's not like I'm gonna be crying. I've missed some major events this year. It has not bothered me one bit. I think early last year, would have probably bothered me. But right now, nah, man, because I'm still going to the cinema, bro. I'll still spend the money if I want to see the movie. So like Mandalorian and Grogu, that's standard, bro. I'm gonna go watch it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a game. Uh,
Someone
but
mentioned
I
it. I
feel
can't
it.
remember one of the guys mentioned it. Forgive me, I can't remember his name. He's part of the circle, part of the crew, and he was just basically saying, just because you don't get the screening doesn't even mean you can't go watch the movie. Like, still go watch the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Go to the cinema and watch the movie. Just because you don't get the screening doesn't mean the movie's off the cinema. You can never watch it again. Like, go watch the movie. And that's a fair point. Yes,
It's Junior from the Outtake show. Yeah.
yeah, shout outs. I mean, it's so true. Like,
Mm.
if you don't
Go
get
watch
the
it.
screening, go watch the movie. Go to the cinema. Like, go watch it. Like, you're not gonna. Only reason why I like going to the screenings, I'm gonna be very honest with you, is spoilers it's crazy right now. I don't like things being spoiled. I didn't watch any trailers for this. Again, another one I watched no
Same
trailers,
here.
so I went
Same
in
here.
fresh, and it was just awesome. So I had no idea what's going on or whatnot. And what do you call it? So it's such a true point. Like I just don't like the spoilers, which is why I like to try and catch the movie as soon as possible. You know what I mean? But he's got a
But
great point there.
it's a very good point. Very valid point. That's why you delete all. Bro, I've been deleting people left, right, and center, and I'm sorry, peeps. Somebody be like, Kibz, you don't follow me no more. Just unfollow me as well, man. Sorry, I'm gonna be straight up right now. I'm starting to feel like Danny Glover, but I'm too old for this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too old for this shit because I've enjoyed watching movies without any spoilers or any. Some things have been spoiled, but just watching it for myself. Just watching it for myself and enjoying things again, which I've been really enjoying. Even cinema, like went to watch Michael the other day, which was a great experience. Even like when I watched Project Hail Mary in IMAX by myself, I had a game, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm starting to get back to that movie guy now, like and like enjoying things right now. And don't get me wrong, like the screenings are great opportunities, and it's amazing. But then it's the same cost. Actually, it's double the cost because I'm traveling in. I think people need to get that into their heads as well. Like, yes, the opportunity of you maybe getting to meet somebody and walking the clout of the red carpet and stuff, which is an amazing. I look back at what we've done, like it's an amazing opportunity. But I think I'm good. Is that weird to say? Like I think I'm good. I feel like I want to take a different step in what I do as well. Like even with like I think with what happened with James Pax made me kind of realize like that's what I want to be doing is connecting it to like artistry and people like that on the podcast, or if we can get interviews done like that, then I don't need to be at those places no more to fill in that
Yeah.
creativity gap, because I genuinely thought I was an influencer. I yeah, at one point, yeah, I'm an influencer. And I hate that. I hate that I became that dude, because I look back at videos and I'll be like, oh, you look basic, man. Yeah, man, basic. But now I'm something like beginning of the year. I think, you know what? I'll be honest. I think after watching The Voice of Hind Rajab, definitely something brought me back into this reality, was like more present with my kids and realize how cruel the world is. Something changed, something broke up here. Like we're gonna talk about PTSD and stuff like that, but something broke up here, and your perspective changed. My perspective changed completely, bro. I did a 180, bro, like 360, like but to a different dimension suddenly, and felt like, ah, I don't like the guy I've become, man. I don't like the guy I've become, and it felt bad. I felt bad, not for myself, but just like, ah, shit. Like
It's
we've
another
been
phase,
critical and
man.
we've been doing fun stuff, and yes, and you know the red carpets are great and the photos are great, and if you guys notice on the page, I don't even do that shit no more. I just take the picture of the screen
Well,
or
that's
some
why we got a team, right? Yeah, I know, but that's why we got a
exactly.
team as well. At your goals and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, yeah, you just
Some
mentioned that you don't even take pictures of yourselves and stuff. I'm the same. If you notice, rarely take pictures. I
I know
just don't want to
yesterday you
be
did
in
though,
it.
which is cool. Like I
I
do
took
get
one
it.
with yeah.
The Mandalorian guy, yeah. Uh, But I do get it. Like sometimes, yes, you want to remember those moments. So it's fine. There's nothing against it. I'm not saying that. But some people, influencing is a full-time job. They got to do that shit. You know what I mean? But it's the fakeness that comes out as well. Like it's not your personality. It's a split personality disorder. Like after therapy, I realized like I'm creating these different versions of me constantly. Imposter syndrome in every situation, and then realized, how do I bring myself back? How do I bring myself back?
Yeah, and
And
these
have,
characters,
yeah,
they're characters. Again, like I feel like they're characters to be like, which character is gonna get me the most likes and the most liking and all that sort of following and all that sort of
mm.
stuff. And again, like again, it's yeah. Again, if you're not being true to yourself, man, I can't do that shit. That's what I'm saying. I can't do that shit. That's why I'm a very introvert. I stand in the line. I don't talk to anyone. I'm not trying to make connections. I don't get me wrong. If a conversation kicks off with someone, I will do it. But I'm not trying to meet people there. I mean, again, that's my personality. But I'm not gonna change my personality to try and get whatever clout and all that sort of stuff, man. I don't know, man. That's what I'm trying. It's the fakeness, man. But I see it in every line of work. There's always that someone that tries to like, want their voice to be heard, want to be recognized, all that sort of stuff. So those personalities exist. That's just not mine, I guess. And I think what the industry or that those environments that we're in, you see a lot of that. You just want to be recognized. You just want all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be recognized. I just want to be. It's weird because we do this podcast and obviously we push it out there and whatnot, but I don't want to be recognized out there. I rather just do this podcast. I enjoy it, having these conversations, talk about
Mm.
movies and stuff that we love, and that's it. But I don't want to be out there doing it or
It's
trying to,
tough. I've slowly taken a step back, and like I don't mind. Ati's great at what she does, and shout outs to Sis as well. She's been doing quite a lot, and I'm happy for her to take the reins on that. And hopefully we can do some more stuff together. I do want to get somebody else on board on the team so they can do other screenings if we get the opportunities, because it's been really tough right now. I mean, as you saw, like either we get lied to now. It's like we're not the guys no more, bro. It is the influencer. They want the influencers there. They don't want the honest fans and the passionate fans there anymore. It's anybody over 500k is what they want, and that's
yeah. The
strange.
lying is a bit is basic though. Like, don't lie. Just say there's no spaces. Sorry, we haven't filled it, or we have a requirement. You have met our
Yeah,
requirement, whatever it is. But don't lie and say there's no screening and then there's a screen. Like that's
That's demor
dishonorable. Like
that's kind of demoralizing, right? I remember
that is a
last
little bit.
year was Captain America. It was Captain America, and you know, you look at other people's posts and they get their invites and they post it up and the rest of it, and it's like, oh man. Where's ours, man? We've been following up, no messages, no messages. I think that was a point where I kind of just said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I've realized that now. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm not gonna chase. We're gonna follow up on things. I'm not gonna chase no more. I've done a lot of chasing. I think the past 10 years we did some great stuff, bro, and we, you know, back and forth, a lot of running around, a lot of stressful moments as well. But yeah, time to take a different step in a different direction to what we do and how we, as you said, it's that feeling, it's that love, it's that passion. I want that passion back again, bro. Like, I look back at some of the stuff and it's like, ah, you lose, Kibz. What's going on? That's not you. You know what I mean? And you could see, like, even in some of the episodes, like I've been reworking like stuff in like the episodes and trying to figure out other ways of like trying to keep uh, engaged. And you can see, man, I'm losing because the fakeness, it's a social battery draining us, right? It drains you, man. You're like, shit. All these people are fake.
Yeah.
Why am I dealing with fake? I've become fake. And it was like, oh shit, fuck. James, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Shout out to James Pax for sometimes you just sometimes need somebody to kind of nudge you in the real realization of being a creative and the world that's surrounding you and what you do. And I knew it, and I suppose I'll come back to this, and the kids will come back to this episode and be like, you know, this is the struggling times that Dad went through, like when it came to being a creative. Because I keep telling Alara, like, there's gonna be times where you won't be able to do all the things you want to do, or try to do the things you want to do, and like, you know, trying to make healthy life decisions and healthy creative decisions. That's not gonna overwork you, because the reality we live in right now, it works in a way where it's gonna suck and drain the soul out of you. So how do you make things easy for yourself? Like, I'm teaching the kids business from the age of 12, man. You're gonna do your own thing, man. Do your own thing. Don't jump into a company. Don't do nothing. Don't listen to what the school system says, because the school system's gonna, you know, it's a bunch of uneducated motherfucking shit going on in that system anyway. So like, I can't get my kids to be on that. And I don't know. Something's changed. Something
Well,
in
I
the
mean, like I
force has
said, I
changed.
mean, the whole perspective of life and the world has changed. That's what I'm saying. So what means so like listen, what happened in Gaza and Palestine and the inhumanity in the world, and we're seeing it constantly to this day in Lebanon now, in Sudan, and like nothing changes in Congo and everything. Nothing changes, and I think that has an impact as well. That's what I'm saying. Like you mentioned it earlier, but I think that has an impact. So you know, all these sort of things are like, yes, it's grateful to go to, it's nice to go to, and all this sort of stuff, and I want to be a part of it and whatnot. But what really matters in the world, man, and what
Mm,
really matters to us, and we can't help but bring those things up because it's like it has changed us as human beings, and loads of people you
mm,
see it all over Instagram. Like loads of people have changed. Like I think of Theo Von as an example, comedian who I find is hilarious comedian, one of the biggest podcasters in the world, and you could tell like what happened in Gaza, like man, it changed him as a human being, and he's like, I can't help but not see like what I'm seeing and not talk about it and not feel a certain way and what the fuck like is going on. Like
mm.
so there's so much people, and I think we're part of that as well. I mean, like again, we're a small, just two brothers doing this podcast, and I do think that, I honestly do think that's had an impact on it, because remember I told you, man, in the beginning that these movies, it's not just a review on how great the movies are put together, it's how it makes us feel. And the
Mm.
real world makes us feel a certain way as well. So when we relate
Yeah,
that back to how a
exactly.
movie makes us feel, it all comes down to feelings. That's what I'm saying. That's why a whole perspective on the world and all these things have changed, because it just comes down to a feel. I can't block out the feeling of like, oh, look at me, I'm at this, look at me, everyone look at me, and then what the fuck is going on in the world is not in my brain. You think that's not in here? Because that's in here, I can't do this whole look at me, I'm amazing, I'm doing such amazing thing, because that's really fucked me up, because I'm like, man, you sound like an ungrateful piece of shit, man. Like, be grateful for what you have, enjoy it, But no, there's some horrible things going on in this world right now, some injustice in this world. I can't watch all this superhero stuff and be like, we need this shit right now in the real world. Where are the real superheroes, man? Like, it's not just, again, man, it's not just fantasy and stuff like that. Part of me is like, I want a real superhero in this world to help us with this injustice. We need that. I
Mm.
want that. You know what I mean? Genuinely, it sounds so kiddish and whatnot, but I do want. There's no
Bro,
superheroes. Like there are, but I'm just saying, like we need real ones to save us from what's going on in this world. Like I relate it back to the movies. Like the movies give you a sense of hope and whatnot. But there's like, where is that hope in the real world? Um, yeah,
no, I get
tough.
you, bro.
All right, let's go for it. Why don't you give us quick thoughts on Michael? Because I haven't seen that yet, so we got. I guess we can't really deep dive into anything. But yeah, why don't you give us quick thoughts on that, and then we'll talk about the Punisher. So, Michael.
No, all good, man. Listen, got to go catch it with wifey the other day. It's a good film, man. It's a good fun watch. You'll be stuck in Michael Jackson's zone for a little while, bringing back some classics. You know what? I think oh, the director's gone out of my head. Like he did Training Day.
I'm
Oh,
blank.
let's
I
just
have to
quickly
check. I
find
have
it.
to check. Go on, carry
Uh,
on. I'll check.
Antoine Fuqua, I think it's right. I think it's Antoine Fuqua. Hopefully, I said the last name right. But Antoine, uh, grand, you know, just all the performance scenes are absolutely amazing in that film, man. And then Jafar Jackson and Giuliano Valdi, who plays 12-year-old Mikey. Michael Jackson is absolutely amazing, and it's uncanny, like how Jafar Jackson in certain lightings in the movie, you're like, oh my god, that's Michael Jackson, man. That's both of their first debut film as well. To be in such a big film, amazing, amazing. Uh, Look, good fun. I do have my thoughts about it, but I'll let you watch it first before we do a little deep dive on it. But I mean, good bio. It's not really a biopic. I didn't really think of that. I feel like it was more of a movie that took out the good things in there was some bad things in there. Like, here's a man who wanted to bring creativity and joy to people, bring them together, which he did on a lot of things. Uh, but deeply broken internally. You know, he was a child. He's always been a child. He just had a really shitty upbringing when it comes to performance and creativity and a father's dream being forced upon you. Uh, those moments really caught me. Like that's what the movie made me feel was that this joyous person trying to bring goodness to the world with his music and dance and artistry. I'm gonna call it artistry because what he did was amazing. Like there would be nobody to this day, nobody at his level of what he does. Nobody, nobody, and to still bring that joy in the cinema and in movie form, amazing. Uh, but yeah, we'll catch up about that more once you've seen it. But it's a good like we watched it in the cinema, so it's grand, it's big, the music sounds amazing, and the story. There's some moments like his creative process. I love that. That was good. But yeah, definitely, we'll do a deep dive soon, guys. Once we get some time together. G-Man's got what's the date today, bro?
Tomorrow is the due date, but
Oh,
tomorrow's the
very
due date,
close,
but
very
she'll come
close.
very soon. But yeah,
All right.
so we'll do that. Listen, I did want to say, like as you said, no one will be on his level. Could you? My guy had no social media or nothing. He was the most popular in the world. And to this day, even though they try to demonize him, and we know why they tried to demonize, I don't believe it at all. And the world don't believe it. And the Epstein files came out saying that he was trying to save children from them, right? So fact is, the Zionists tried to demonize him because he spoke out against the Epstein stuff. He tried to speak out against Palestine, all this sort of stuff. And there's also a lot of business stuff. He owned a lot of shit. They
Yeah.
tried to demonize him. The whole world and all the old fans came out because this movie is a success. Apparently, it's on track to hitting 1 billion, I think, and
And it
absolutely
should.
amazing.
Yeah.
And the guy had no social media. You're talking about, the Super Bowl shit. Like, apparently, I can't remember the exact number, right? But you know they track the numbers and shit. My guy, Michael Jackson, back then when there was no social or internet or nothing, had like still to this day has the highest rating or not, or the top three or something. Like the GOAT. He's the GOAT. No one will ever beat him. And you know what? Like no matter how much they try to demonize him, I don't believe a single shit of that. It was all bullshit. He's a great human being, an absolute legend. They took him away from us, but his legendary status stays up there. So we'll talk about it when I see
Yes,
the
definitely,
movie.
definitely,
Um,
definitely.
let's talk about the Punisher. One last kill, which is absolutely brilliant. And I don't know what the fuck your problem is. How could you not like that? But it was. I've been waiting for this for ages. I'm a Punisher fan. I'm biased towards him. Yes. However, man, this short. It was 50 minutes, and I wish I got long. But it just felt like a graphic novel where it just got straight into it. And it just gave us what we wanted, like pure action, all that sort of stuff. But I thought the beginning and the end was so satisfying and important, which is kind of like overall told the whole story of the Punisher. Like you started off with the beginning where again the PTSD that he's going through. He's in a bad place, and everyone knows this. Like every comment you watch, every sort of interaction we had with people, everyone's like, "You need to see a therapist," because they all know that he's gone up here. He is right. He's controlled, but he's gone up there. And I love the fact that they are humanizing the Punisher in these shows by displaying the PTSD that he's going through. He's going through a whole. He's going for the worst in his head, man. His family was murdered. All the war stuff and his family was murdered. He's going for the worst, which is got him in this way. So there's that, which I loved. And then it opened up with a scene of this horrible bastard, because the streets have gone a bit chaos, because Punisher has killed up all the Gunucci family and whatnot, which in a way they had control of the streets, but in another way, like they were obviously they were criminals. But there's this horrible dude who beat up the homeless dude, took his hat and killed his dog, right? And it starts off with that, and you're like, what a bastard, man. And then the end, and I'm skipping all the middle part, but the end was so satisfying because it finishes with Punisher killing that dude, and it was so satisfying. Like it was such, I felt that it was done so good because it was like not only the Punisher give us the satisfaction of killing that horrible piece of shit that you got introduced to in the beginning with, but it was like at the end he realized like I'm not done. I'm not done. There is this water fight. Because he was gonna end it, bro. We saw Punisher had a gun to his head. He was gonna end it, and he's like, "I'm not done." And I think that little girl, and I'm going back for that little girl, made him realize he saw his daughter in her, and I think he saw there's little girls out there like I need to save. I need to be
Mm.
here for them. You know what I mean? Because that was, and it gave me goosebumps thinking about it because I'm about to have a little girl, and it's everything about oh my baby girl, and you know that was John Bertham's actual daughter as
Yeah,
well
yeah,
in the
yeah.
show. It's always about my baby girl, and it gets me emotional because I'm gonna have a baby girl as well. But when he realized when he was gonna off himself, but then he saved that girl and he saved that father, and he just realized I'm not done. To me, it was more like it was that superhero moment. He's always going to be a vigilante murderer, whatnot, but it was that hero moment of like, there's loads of little girls out there that I need to save. I need to be there for them. He was there for his daughter, and obviously he was ambushed and all that sort of stuff, but he can make a difference to those little girls
Mm.
and save them and those parents. I freaking loved it. And then the whole middle part of just like the chaos of the Junichi family, like, we didn't have to okay, I kind of wanted him to see hunting them down, but cool, we got a little glimpse of him hunting them down. But that Madame Gunucci just setting that bounty on his head, and you just see pure raid. What did you say? Did you say the raid between Raid and was it you?
So
The
I
Raid and
said it's a mixture of like an extended version of Thomas Zane. Is it Tom Zane who played Punisher? Like Dirty Laundry
Dirty Laundry and the Raid. Yeah,
and the Raid. That's exactly how I kind of saw it. Like,
I
uh,
I see that. I see the action was brilliant. It was precise. It was on point. It was Punisher. It was raw. It was violent. It's just like what you would want to get from a Punisher show and Punisher character. But for me, the overall man, that beginning and end meant so much, and that end to just leave it like that and say, I cannot wait. He's Punisher now. I think everything that we've seen since 10 years ago from Daredevil to now, he is the Punisher now. And I don't know if they're gonna carry on with the PTSD, but I don't think Spider-Man will have any of that stuff. It's just
mm,
Punisher. I feel like over 10 years of character building, they have now given us the Punisher. And they've just built him up for 10 years. And like, this is why he does what he does. Do you guys get it now? Cool. When he blows someone's head off now you know why. We don't need to go, maybe we don't, we go glimpses of the PTSD, but I don't think they need to go into it as much anymore because they gave
No,
it to
because
us
I
this
kind
whole
of want
time.
the dark humor, and that was my thing. Like I thought we were going to get introduced to some of the dark humor because if you read the comic books, Frank has this dark humor, this kind of really dark, sarky humor that he has in there. I was hoping we're going to get a little bit of that. And listen, don't get me wrong. Listen, John Berthnell, he's awesome. He's not my Punisher though. He's awesome. But season 2 of Daredevil, probably the best incarnation of introducing Punisher into this larger MCU, which we absolutely love and adore. But my thoughts, the reason why I'm not saying I didn't like it. I know we started it off controversial, yeah? And I know I haven't said much in there because it didn't give me much, bro. Like, yes, the violence is great and the action is amazing. The PTSD part is very important to, what society and governments have done to their own people, you know, and the way they've treated them as well. There's nothing. You come back from war, they ain't giving you shit, man. You're done. You know what I mean? But then what they did as his connection to the kids and his wife being murdered and like how much of a pain and a toll it was, because yes, that scene did hit me. All he talks about was not reading that book to his daughter that last time when he said I was tired, and he kept on saying that I'm tired. I can connect to that, and it did connect to me. It did get me emotional. I don't know. I probably wanted more. I don't think 50 minutes was enough, bro. And I think that's why, because it ended so abrupt. Now, I've seen Punisher kill up people and the rest of it. I don't need to see too much of it now. Like, I want to see his investigative side. I want to see him, which I hope we get introduced to that more now into Spider-Man. His, because he's intelligent. He's smart at what he does. You know what I mean? Yes, he's crazy, but there's this. I know his fuel. I just thought we are gonna get a little bit more of that. That's all. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the moistness. It's not. It's still there. Just there was something
Well,
else I wanted.
they're already talking. Okay, look, we're gonna see him in Spider-Man. Let's see how much of him we do get in Spider-Man.
Mm,
Secondly, there's already talks about them creating another. The developers are talking about another show. I need to research into it. I'm seeing a lot of headlines. It could be fake news, but
cool.
they're looking to do another show or movie or something like that. So there's definitely going to be more in there, and I feel like this. I feel like we're gonna get the Punisher, man. A different version of the Punisher now. We've got, like I said to you, like we're gonna get the. If you notice, his skull was bright white at the end. Like it's displayed. This is the Punisher. This is his uniform. When you see that, you're in trouble. Whereas before, it was always kind of faint and whatnot, and
Mm,
it was there. But I feel like even that makes a symbolism of like. Because in the comics, there's like a couple reasons what that Punisher skull means, right? One is a target, right? So he's got bulletproof, so you don't hit his face, right? So he's
mm,
intelligent that way. Like you see that, you're scared of that, you shoot at that target, and he's got his bulletproof vest, right? So he's strategically smart from a combat perspective. Also, you see that, you're fucked. That puts the fear in people, you know what I mean? It's almost like Ghost Rider's trance thing without doing their powers or whatnot. It's like, oh shit, fucking Punisher's here. And, to these criminals, street criminals, man, they all fear him. He puts the fucking fear in them. So
mm.
when I saw that skull, I really loved it because it was bright. It was like, I'm coming for you now, like this, and I just felt like it, like this was just another introduction to him. An introduction to him in the MCU. I know he showed up in Born Again, but proper introduction into the MCU. Now you're going to see him in Spider-Man. Now you possibly see him here. And here's a movie for him. And we won't need to go through the whole when I say wasting time, they've done it already, but too much time on the PTSD. Why did he get here? Now it's like he's here.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I think that this had a big impact on his character in the MCU, where he fits in, how he fits in. He's here now, guys. Enjoy. You know what I mean? So yeah, listen, man. I freaking love it. John Berthnell is my Punisher. I do like Punisher Warzone, dude. Rest in peace. What's my guy's name? The Australian dude.
Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevens. I do like him as well. So I would say for me, if I was to rank it, John Berthnell, Ray Stevenson,
Thomas Zane.
Thomas Jane, Jane.
Yeah.
And then look, the reason I put Dolph Lundgren last is because all respect, I was back in the 80s. I don't even think he had the skull. But, it's an old school. I watched it once. I need to rewatch it a long time ago. I need to rewatch it. But he's still, he's still awesome. He's still the Punisher. Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. He just handed over the mantle of He-Man. Dolph Lundgren's a fucking legend, bro. I don't know if you recognize. He's a legend, bro. But I don't know. I don't want to get into Dolph Lundgren right now. But that guy, give shout outs to him, man. But yeah, that's my ranking of the Punisher.
Fucking legend, man. Yeah, listen, my ranking, I know this is gonna get people in if they got anything to say. Say it in the comments, man. Mine's gonna be Ray Stevenson. He looks like the comic books. He's got that stature about him. He's got that big build. He's got the slick black hair. I really liked that Warzone movie. It felt like a comic book movie. It was just insane and all sorts of crazy shit went on there. I don't know why it didn't connect with people because I feel like that's like something straight out of the Punisher comic books. But Ray Stevenson was brilliant. I still love that movie. Like I still watch it. I watched it a few weeks ago, just because the look of it, the colors, it jumps out like a John Romita Jr. comic book, bro. You know what I mean? And then John Bernthal will come second. Dolph Lundgren again. No, sorry, Dolph Lundgren, yes, last. I know he's a legend, but he comes last. He only had the Punisher skull on his knives when he threw them, but
Right, yeah.
and he had to show his ass like Jean-Claude Van Damme in the beginning scene, him in that meditation pose. Like, come on, bro, what's with this thing in the 80s with everybody showing their ass cheeks all up in the place?
Men's ass all over the place. All our 80s classic heroes that we love, we've all seen their ass.
Oh, I've seen all of their asses. Thomas Jane. Now, listen, here's an interesting one because there are elements of that movie that is good. I know some people don't see it, but I think he was really good in The Road. Maybe the script wasn't great, but it's a film that I still pop on and watch. They changed his story in that Punisher movie, but overall, it's still, I think he played the character really well. Like, it just wasn't. It felt like a PG version of the Punisher. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. And they touched
that's
on
all.
they touched on the investigating side that you mentioned. They did
Yes,
that. You're right.
that's right.
one part of Punisher that I don't really, as a fan even, I don't even acknowledge as much. But you're right. They touch a lot on that. So I think with Berthnall's character, if they start with a full length feature length film or something like that, if they start putting the investigative side as well as the brutality side, that would be pretty cool.
No, definitely. All right, man. That was for I let everybody know about my favorite Punisher and what I thought of it. Listen, I know I started off with controversial, always works, but I didn't connect to it as much as I thought I would have. That's all it is, really and truly. Doesn't mean I don't love art. I still love art. I think presenting characters in different formats is great and it's amazing, and we get to see all these characters jump out the comic book onto the big screen. Listen, man, I'm appreciative. I'm still going to be appreciative, but it's just some things didn't work as you sometimes, even though you don't have expectations, you have some sort of expectations, if that makes sense. Like you want to see something different. Like I want to start seeing characters being developed in different ways now. So, and I want to see more stuff come from the comic books as well to represent on the screen, which I think Daniel is going to give us in Spider-Man, Brand New Day. So excited. I'm excited. Cool, man.
All right, excited. All right, well, let's just go through the news and finish up, man. So let's quickly brush through all of this. First of all, rest in peace, Donald Gibbs, man. He played Ray Jackson in Bloodsport. He was the big American brute in Bloodsport. He's always going to be remembered from that. I remember, like, loads of people commented, like, "Oh, it's the guy from Bloodsport." It's like that really put him on the map. From I believe that one did anyway. For me, it did. Rest in peace to him. He passed away. Just condolences to him and his family. Again, like immediately recognized him from Bloodsport. But he's been in a few things, man.
He's been in listen, bro. He's been in so many movies. His catalog has been amazing. But he's famously known for working with Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport. Like, what more can a legend can bring. Like he's been, you know what? He was doing loads of podcasts before he passed, and I wanted to reach out to try and get him on an episode as well. And this is what I want to do. I want to be able to connect with some of the guys we grew up with watching, and I would have loved to have a conversation with him. But yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in power, man. Like, very
Yeah,
cool guy
he
and what
was
he brought to
in.
the industry.
Yeah, he was in Revenge of the Nerds. That was the one I was thinking off the top of
Yes,
my. I
that's
was trying
right.
to get onto my head. He made it. He was in Hancock as well. U.S. Marshal. So he's in a few things. Yeah. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to him. I think he passed away at 70 something, something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, sad to see him. Sad to see him go. But it was nice to see. Do you know what? It was nice to see the community just being like, rest in peace, rest in peace. Like he really got a lot. What I saw from what our posts and whatnot, what I saw online, he got a lot of love, and everyone just kind of remembered him from Bloodsport and everything. So rest in peace to him. Rest in peace.
definitely. Rest in peace, man. Rest in power.
All right. I'm gonna brush through the news real quick, just to give
Yes.
you guys a quick run through. So Matthew Lillard is joining the Man of Tomorrow. He was in sorry Daredevil Born Again. He was in Scream. I know he went for a lot of shit with Hollywood and shit. I believe I don't know the exact story, but there was like some boycotting shit going on with him. I don't know, not boycotting, like blacklisting and whatnot with him.
Mm.
Something happened to him. Or maybe I'm making that shit up. I shouldn't. I shouldn't make that shit up. But he went quiet for such a long time after like Scream and everything, and then now he's back a bit. So anyway, he's back in Man of Tomorrow. There's like rumors that he might play certain characters and everything, but that's just rumors.
Let's see what happens.
Donnie, yeah, cool. Donnie Yen is making Flashpoint 2, Flashpoint Resurgence.
Let's
Bro,
go.
Flashpoint, remember that? The martial arts in that? That was one of the first movies I saw high-end MMA choreographing. Absolutely brilliant. And obviously that's when I really started getting into MMA, learning about wrestling, jiu-jitsu, all that sort of stuff. And then to see it in a not a Hollywood movie like Never Back Down or none of that. I'm talking about a high-end martial artist like Donnie Yen and the highest level of choreographing in that movie. Flashpoint was brilliant. So Flashpoint 2, fantastic. I can't wait for that one, man. So that's going to be brilliant. Scott Atkins, talking about MMA. Scott Atkins, man, love that dude. He's making his directorial debut with a movie called Brawler, and it's an MMA movie as well. So he's a high-level martial artist, and he's choreographing, he's acting, he's brilliant. I really like Scott Atkins, and whatnot. So he's got a movie. He's got that guy from who was in Mortal Kombat. I can't remember his name, man. He was in Cobra Kai as well. His
Oh,
name.
Lewis Tan, I think.
That's it. That's it. He's in
Yeah.
it as well. So yeah, Scott Atkins, good for him, man, making his directorial debut. Michael B. Jordan's keeping busy, bro, with Amazon Prime. So he's working on a Creed spin-off, but he's also working on a new Ali series that's been authorized by Ali's
Ooh,
family and stuff. And it was interesting that
interesting.
the news was telling me that it was authorized because it's like, what you telling me before? Previously, things weren't authorized. So I guess. What it tells me, he's making a show called The Greatest about Ali. What it tells me, maybe he's trying to work with the family on stuff that we haven't seen before, because we've seen so many Ali series and all this sort of stuff. Like, what is Michael B. Jordan going to bring different? And something tells me that he's really going to try and dig into Ali as a human being and from his family and stuff like that. So I'm really
Cool.
interested. Ali's one of
Same
the
here.
greatest,
Same
and
here.
Michael B. is just the best as well. So
Mm.
awesome on that. And then lastly, what I got for you is Reacher 5 has been confirmed ahead of the release of season 4. So great show. I like Alan Richardson, whatever his name
Richardson.
is.
Yeah.
Richardson. I like him. He recently beat up some dude, his neighbor. So I don't know if you saw it, beat that. Because that guy was being a dick. Like from the video, you just see Richardson beating him up, but that guy was actually being a dick and harassing him. So why would you mess with that unit anyway? But anyway, that, shout outs to him. Shout outs to him serving some justice on some fools. I like him. I like Reacher, and I hope to see
I
more
think
of
somebody
him. You know,
said
there's
something. I want to see more of it as well, but I think somebody said something on a comment saying that he's an asshole. But I'm like, there's a reason for him being an asshole. Is that just don't get in my way, man. Move, man. Like I pay my mortgage, I pay road tax, all of that business, and you're trying to tell me not to ride this bike around. Shut your
And
mouth, man.
apparently he wasn't riding it around, just going up and down, making bare noise like a little kid on a moped that we used to get in Tottenham and
Mm.
shit. No, it wasn't that. Apparently he was just riding his bike, and that neighbor just didn't like when he was coming back, or probably didn't like the sound of it over like whatever months or years of him riding, and tried to knock him off the bike or something. I think his daughter was there as well. Like, listen, there's more to the story, man. It wasn't just him
Yeah,
going up and down the road making bare noise. It wasn't that. So let's not get the story twisted.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Yeah, man. So shout out to Alan Richardson. That's it, man. That's all I had for the news, man. That is all I
No,
had
it's all
this
good,
week.
man. I know it's full on, and it's going to be a month, not a month off, and I'll try and pop some stuff up. I do have some episodes with some people that I'll post up as well. G-Man's having a baby, guys, so he's going to have some time off and enjoy that. And make sure you do enjoy that, bro. I think it's like one of those most important parts of the first part of having a kid. It's just being there,
I do have to.
both for wifey and the child, and just focus on that. Don't worry about anything else. The rest, me and Atu will cover. We've got episodes to come out, loads more stuff to come out. So don't worry, uploading online will be fine. But yeah,
Yeah, cool. I was going to mention something, but I'll talk about it another time. Cool, man. All right, let's call it there, man. We out. Peace.
all right, guys, peace, one love.
Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow us on all our socials. You got X, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of the long form content and the breaking news.
Also, guys, if you guys are on the commute, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. And there's some more videos for you guys to watch.